They were just so supportive. So this is why I am still today a member of the BMOT UK, because of what a huge impact it has had in my life.
As I transition from student to qualified occupational therapist, I see being an active member of this affinity group as having been equally influential to the formation of my professional identity as my university experience has been.
It's so refreshing to have a network of people who have similar insights in what it's like to be in work and to manage a disability.
BMOT UK Network is a pressure group of Black and global majority occupational therapy staff, students and educators. The network is campaigning for anti-racism in the profession, practice and processes and in the professional body.
I first joined the LGBTQIA+ OT community right from the very start when I was in my first year, and I don't think I realised how lucky I was to have that space.
BMOT UK Network was formed after the brutal murder of father, son and friend George Floyd on the 25th of May 2020 in the USA. Since we formed, we have inspired the formation of two other groups, LGBTQI+ OT UK and ABLE OT UK.
Being a member of this group has given me the confidence to be more visible in the profession, given me a sense of belonging and supported me on my allyship journey.
ABLE OT UK is a volunteer-led network and advocacy group for any occupational therapy staff or students who have lived experience of disabilities and/or a long-term health condition.
We deliver CPD monthly events for our network members, and we also offer mentorship to our network members and talks to externals on request.
For me, the affinity group provides a safe space, and we hear that term a lot, a safe space. But for me, what that means is it's somewhere where I don't have to wear a mask or hide certain parts of myself. I can just be.
The times that I did join, I felt like a safe space to speak of what was happening currently, but also what it really helped was also speak what happened in the past.
Following in the footsteps of other affinity groups, the founding members felt a group was needed to support those in the workforce who, despite working in the field of occupational therapy, unfortunately experience ableism and prejudice from others in the work environment.
So I joined BMOT UK because I was just feeling of that lack of representation that I've noticed throughout my training and whilst obviously working as a practitioner as well, and that feeling of and the lack of power. When I joined the group and I realised that everyone else, has the same experiences as me or similar experiences, and realised, okay, it's not an isolated incident.
I started the group along with the other founding members because for me personally, when I started my studies, I felt that there was something missing in terms of representation for OT students with a different gender or sexual identity, but I also saw that there was a lot of work to be done in the wider OT world in terms of championing queer identities.
I sort of joined the ABLE OT group just because I was interested in general in inequalities within the profession, and I'd had some not so nice experiences in workplaces as well around my disability.
When I started my degree, I was a bit worried about any potential transphobia that I may experience on either my course at university or perhaps in the clinical environment on placements. However, I found that the LGBTQIA+ OT group has been such a supportive network.
So as a third year student, this opened a new world for me to think, okay, I can get a job anywhere.
I was when I was a student. It was great to have a person to connect with.
Just being in the group during my time as a student really gave me such a massive support.
ability is really important to me and particularly helped me in my transition from being a student to a verbal practitioner.
Representation matters, and it grows a diversity of population in the profession, but also it profits all organisations invested in equity and belonging.
Able OT UK are leading the way in our profession on anti-ableism in both educating to engagement with the Royal College of Occupational Therapists, through webinars, conference presentations, through supporting the profession, really through monthly support groups, answering queries through Twitter and addressing where ableism occurs within the profession.
I'd encourage you to be proud of your identity wherever you go. We're students, we're practitioners, we're patients, and we have a different insight into what it's like to be a queer person, and that's really important to share in any feature of our OT lives.
Occupational therapy didn't help anyone, but when you're added to the mix, it can be quite complicated.
Being part of such an open, welcoming and supportive group has been really significant. Ultimately, that sense of belonging that came from the dual perspective of working with OTs who identify as LGBTQIA+ and fully understanding the need to move the profession forward.
LGBTQIA+ OT as a community has given me the courage to proudly be my authentic self in all areas of my life, including at work.
If there's one thing that the group has given me, belonging. Connection, community, belonging.
Like people in the other affinity groups, finding a place of belonging, finding a voice to challenge some of the negative experiences we've had in the past, and make changes so that people coming through the profession after us are better supported than we were. That is what I have got from this group and what I hope we have given as well.
For me, this space is somewhere where being myself is not just okay, but welcomed.
So hence, working together as a collective is really important with these groups, because then we're meeting the complexity of what a human being is, and that is so important.
And we also need the people that aren't part of those communities to be able to be equipped to meet the needs of those populations as well. So it's about making sure the wider workforce as well is equipped to meet the needs of all the local populations.
I am so proud of what Able OT UK has achieved. We are challenging inequalities within the profession and offering lots of support to others. I'm really optimistic about the future.
I wish that LGBTQIA+ OT had existed when I first joined our profession, but I'm very, very grateful that it exists now.
We are, and we work with, beautiful, unique, individual, complex human beings, and as true and optimal, authentic selves, we belong.
Representation matters because the communities we work with is not monotone, is it? There are different people in there, so having a workforce of occupational therapists that also reflect that is really important.